I think we're 3, 2, 1, go. I think we're live. Great morning. It is a halfway cloudy day in the city of Brownsville. Today, Tuesday, the 21st. And it's actually been a very interesting morning, I would say. Interesting in the fact that it's been a busy morning. But, it's kind of strange. It's still very hard to make sense of the different days, because you lose track of the days, with everything that's going on. And but today is a good day because Frankie's awake, and that's always a good day. Morning, Frankie.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We're trying to catch up on some sleep. Brownsville Talk has been a 24/7 gig, but we're glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Erasmo, and good morning, Kimberly. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you all doing?
Very good. And of course, we have with us my friend from childhood, Kimberly Dale. How you doing, Kimberly?
I'm good, thank you, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope well.
Well, good. Good morning, Eggman. Good morning, Chris Bacon. And Kimberly and I have known each other desde allá del barrio, allá de la Polka, donde se juntaba toda nuestra raza.
The hood.
The hood. I mean, that's the place that we used to hang out allá in front of Chucky's mom's house in La Polk.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd play up Pink Floyd till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Todos nos queríamos, todos nos besábamos y decíamos, you're my brother, you're my sister, for life. Y luego se nos quitaba el alcohol-induced love y ya cada quien para su casa. Remember those days, Kimberly?
Yep, I do.
Well, it seems like only yesterday that we were out there on La Polk.
Con el Chucky.
Con el Chucky, con toda la raza, con Joe, con Valdo, all allá en la Polk. Nos juntábamos, and now, even though that seems like yesterday, it wasn't yesterday. And let me tell you how things have changed, because now you can juntarte con la raza abajo de la street light, estar juntos y estar abrazando y besándonos y diciendo, eres mi hermano, mi hermana por vida. We can't do that because of the Rona.
Yes, I know.
The Rona has finished that, at least for these couple of days. And we're going to go into, talking about the numbers, talking about the importance of the numbers. And we're glad that Kimberly's here. Kimberly has had firsthand experience with the Rona because she has tested positive.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to Kimberly, have her input, and have her sentiment in regards to what's going on. And maybe she could just walk us through the process of of testing, because that's been a curiosity of a lot of individuals. And although you've seen it on different shows in regards to hey, this is what happens, this is the process, it's always best to get it from someone who has actually gone through the process and has actually lived it. So thanks, Kim. Thanks for coming on. I still love you.
It's very weird,
Morning, Liz.
I'm a very clean person, especially in my work. At my work, I'm under a government contract. So at my work, we have to wear gloves and masks all day long. I'll finish a box of surgical gloves in one day for the job that I do.
Well, but let me stop you there, Kimberly. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's go by spots. You mentioned the gloves, and one of the things that has been very, very concerning for a lot of people in the Brownsville is the improper use of PPE. A lot of individuals seem to think that, and you mentioned something that I think is very important. Throughout the night, throughout your employment, you discard the gloves regularly because you're coming into contact with these individuals. So what I've told people is stop wearing the gloves, because what happens is la raza, there's so much cross-contamination. They keep the same gloves for hours. Y andan tocando aquí, tocando allá, agarran el teléfono, todo lo demás. That's a problem, isn't it, Kimberly?
Yeah, it is. You have to change your surgical gloves every time you're done with something. Like me, as soon as I start my hands feeling sweaty, I take them off.
Fuera.
I wash my hands with soap and water and put new set gloves. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people wear their gloves for like an hour, 2 hours, but you don't realize that you're touching this, you're touching that.
Good morning, brother.
You're spreading germs around.
Cross-contamination.
Yes, there you go.
And that's
now my question is, how are they doing it at the restaurants? Are they getting properly trained?
No.
Thank you.
They're not. You're right. Go.
Are they cutting a tomato and then getting the lettuce and then getting the meat? Okay, I understand. Maybe they'll change or what a lot of people I think are doing is that they're messing around with food. They're getting the vegetables and then washing their hands with soap and water with their gloves on and then getting the meat.
It's crazy.
That's a no-no.
Big no-no. No, and then, I mean, God bless them. They're grabbing money. Yeah. They're grabbing money, they're grabbing the credit cards, and they still have the same gloves, and they give you back your credit card, give you back your change. And the next person is actually, it's a mess. That's why, I mean, I would prefer that if someone's at the drive-thru, guys, this is my preference. Because, and this is, look, Kimberly, this is where all the confusing recommendations by the health department, it's crazy. Because now they're saying, people should be wearing masks and gloves at the restaurants. Well, wait a minute. That's not giving them enough information. If someone is going to be at the register, I would prefer that they grab my card, they grab my money, and then they go wash their hands for 20 seconds, then come back and take care of the next person. But that's not what they're doing, Kimberly.
No, they're not. I can't say it. They are or they're not. But most likely they're not.
They're not.
So in this household, I made the decision that we will not be eating out. I rather just cook the food. And you know what? It's so strange because in mid-March, when all of this was going on with the coronavirus, people were in panic of getting food and getting this and getting that. I go, something just told me, stock up. So I did. Believe me when I tell you, I have in my freezers, I have food for like 4 months.
What about toilet paper?
I mean, meat, chicken, fish, you name it, I have it. And canned foods and everything. So in this household, I have no need to be going to the store and getting bread or going to go milk or eggs. I have a lot of eggs in the refrigerator. I have organic eggs outside the refrigerator. We have all the basic necessities.
What about toilet paper?
Toilet paper, let me tell you, I have boxes of toilet paper.
Morning, Christina.
And that's because in December, I bought like 4 boxes of toilet paper and paper towel.
Charmin?
So all of that, I have all of that in the garage.
The fluffy pillow type of toilet paper?
Mm-hmm. The good toilet paper, not the generic type either.
Preach! I don't like that.
Hasta wipes tengo cajas de wipes.
Good stuff. Right, well, Kimberly, again, thank you so much for being on. I think it's very important for individuals that to know that staying at home is very important. But walk us through. You had made mention to us before, and we did read. And it came out in the Herald. Good morning, Rose. How did you suspect that you had were positive for the Rona?
This is how I started getting worried. It was this weather like this that's outside, real sereno,
Sereno Moreno.
I work sereno, hot and humid. Where I work outside and having to go inside tents. And inside the tents are like 50 degrees.
Right.
So the weather change was crazy. So then I started getting a rash, of course, on my arms and on my neck and on the side of my stomach. And I'm like, why am I getting a rash? And I said to myself, oh, maybe it's chemicals or something. And I'd say to myself, it can't be the chemicals because I've been using these chemicals for over a year.
Right.
So then I started getting the sneezing, the allergy symptoms, right? And I would tell my coworker, I don't suffer from allergies. I've never suffered from any allergies.
Right.
And I'm like, something's off, right? So then my throat started hurting. También because of the weather change, going into a tent that's at 50 degrees, 40 degrees, and then coming out in the sun and in the humidity, I said to myself, I'm going to get sick. Oh no. So what gave me a red flag was my throat. So I started, checking out the symptoms like You know, I know where I work. I know who I work with. You know, I know the people that come in and out of my work. So I said, I look at the symptoms. It says, you know, cough, you know, fatigue or fever or whatever. But at my work, for the past week before I noticed that I was getting sick, they were taking everybody's temperature. My temperature was always normal, 97.1, always normal. So I didn't have to worry about because I didn't have any fever. But what scared me was my throat started hurting a little bit, right? I said, oh, I'm probably going to get strep throat or something. So I went online, I did the survey, and they, you know, a very short survey with basic information, and then they had a little area that said comment.
Kimberly,
so I looked,
real quick. Guys, and this is Kimberly, who has tested positive and gone through the process, who is speaking with us. And the survey that she is referring to is btxcares.com. So if you suspect that you might be sharing some of the symptoms that Kimberly is mentioning or some of the other symptoms, please go online to btxcares.com or call UTRGV's phone number that Frankie will put up on the messages. Contact them. But again, Kimberly has tested positive, a friend of ours for years and years, and she's sharing with us her experience. So what did you put in the comments on the survey, Kimberly?
On the survey, I put where I work and what I do, and not even 24 hours, they called me to tell me that I was approved to get tested. I had to be at the sports park to get to do my testing, and they emailed me the information. They were very specific of what you can and what you can't do. Very professional. I show up, very professional workers, you know, they're in their PPE outfits, you know, with their face masks, gloves, everything. They gave me instructions. What they do is they'll give you a Ziploc bag with a little cup in it. And they'll tell you, okay, you're going to open up the cup and then you're going to try to spit out any phlegms you have.
Flema, la flema.
Yeah, la flema. There you go. You take a bottle of water with you. The water's going to help you produce these phlegms. You know, if you have any mocos, mucus, you put it in there. Whatever you can get out of your lungs, out of your nose, put it in the cup and just close it, put it back in the Ziploc bag, and then they'll give you instructions on where to put it. Like they asked me to lower down my window a little bit and just hang it from the outside of the window and then get it.
Got it.
So it's a very simple step. But you know what? Let me tell you, when my daughter went to go test it, she didn't have any phlegms or anything. So they had to literally do the swab on her through her nose. But she said it was very painful.
Oh, yeah, I hear
that.
Very
painful.
They do the swab when they do the nasal pharyngeal swab. It goes all the way towards the back, and that looks painful enough.
Because it goes all like that.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Now, one thing that Linda was asking in regard to the family, I know that you just mentioned that your daughter, was tested and came up positive.
Rhiannon tested negative.
Negative. Rhiannon tested negative, but your boyfriend tested
positive.
Okay,
and I'm more concerned with him because Hector used to have cancer, and he's cancer-free right now, you know. Gracias a Diosito. So I'm monitoring him. He has no symptoms right now or anything. He just says his joints hurt, you know, his bones hurt, but that's just normal for him. His pressure is okay, you know, no fever. That's good. I'm just worried about him getting a fever, but he does have phlegms.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me ask you, after you've done your test, you know, you're told to stay home.
Yes.
I know I read part of the instructions. You're supposed to immediately quarantine yourself.
Yes.
Are they monitoring you to make sure that you're actually quarantining yourself, or you just do it because you're told to?
After I got my results, Eder Hernandez called me to give me my results. He was very professional, very caring.
Amazing guy.
Kimberly, if you need anything, call me. Then Cameron County Health Department called me to see how was I doing, what were my symptoms. They wanted to know like where I worked, if I was out of the country, was I around people that had COVID-19, all of that information. They even asked me, where do you think you got this? Was it like in community or in a travel case? And I told her, I told the lady from the health department, I think I got it in the community where I work at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but your case, I mean, you didn't travel outside the county, I read, and you hadn't had any contact. No se ve como que está enferma mi Kimberly. Que tan buenos,
no, Martin, good morning. I'm feeling better.
¿Cómo es posible que haya forma de hacer un examen si esta enfermedad o virus tiene menos de 8 meses y tiene la forma de hacer la prueba? ¿Por qué no tiene la vacuna? Creo que la situación es de que la vacuna viene muchísimo después. O sea, pueden detectarla, pero no tienen la capacidad de poder intervenir en cuanto a deshacerse completamente del virus. Ahorita lo que están haciendo los doctores, como el doctor Ed Hernández, doctor Zamir, que nos ha dicho, y el doctor, doctora Garza de Houston, y Mario, doctor Mario Cerdán, neurólogo aquí de Harlingen, están buscando diferentes maneras de tratarlo. Por eso, en muchas partes del país están experimentando con el hydrochloroquine y con otras medicinas, pero todos los casos son diferentes.
Yes.
Una de las cosas que es importante saber es de que, en I'll say this in Spanish, es de que no todas las personas de las cuales se han encontrado positivas han tenido las mismas síntomas. Algunas personas es el dolor de cabeza, algunas personas es la garganta, algunas personas la fiebre constante. Pero en el caso de Kimberly era un sarpullido que le salió en la piel. Dr. Ed Hernández te manda saludos, Kimberly.
Hi, Mr. Hernández. Thank you for everything you're doing for our community.
Yes, Ed Hernández is a great guy.
Yes.
Guys, it's important if you feel that you have some of the symptoms or going through anything, I mean, go get tested or call.
Exactly, because you know what? This is affecting people very differently.
Yes.
Very differently. Anybody can be a carrier, but it can be any individual that can have the virus, and then that individual goes somewhere else with another individual that their immune system is more fragile, more lower than that other person. They can get this virus more aggressive.
Yes.
And there's like Mr. Eder Hernandez is like, you know what? The rash. That's a symptom from COVID-19. You might develop a rash and you don't even know you have it.
Yes. Well, part of the problem, Kimberly, is that, and we've been trying to tell individuals out there, young people like me, young people like I'm so young, we might not suffer in regards to, being at the danger of losing our lives. Opening the city is not a good, okay, and we'll go into opening the city. But let me tell you, some of us that are young, may be able to fight it off to a certain level, certain degree. The problem is that if I'm a carrier, Kimberly, and I start going around my parents, my grandparents, my vecinos, or other individuals that are out there, it starts
You're just going to expose them. You're going to give them the virus.
Dice Gina, soy sobreviviente de cáncer, tenemos más posibilidades que nos dé a nosotros. And that's right, es cierto, Gina, es lo que estaba mencionando Kimberly, que a ella le preocupaba Héctor, su novio, porque Héctor también es un sobreviviente de cáncer. So, siempre existe esa preocupación de que porque ustedes, los sobrevivientes de cáncer, han estado padeciendo de eso, pues pueda afectarles como quiera. So, again, it's very important, folks. Us young people may be able to be okay with it. The problem is that we're carrying it around. And if we don't social distance ourselves, if we don't separate from each other, we're just going to be spreading it all around. And that's an issue.
But you know what's going to happen when all of this isolation, this curfew's over, people are able to go out to their community and everything, go to bars, the club, the gym. What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to be a mess. Fíjate, dice Reload, dice, many individuals out there don't believe the Rona is real.
It is real.
My dad is 57 and he doesn't believe it. He goes around without a mask on, hasn't been stopped by the popo. That's an issue. Pero sabes, you know what the problem is? You know, the part of the problem is that a lot of people aren't taking seriously, and what happens is that once you start not taking it seriously, it's going to cause a major disaster in the city of Brownsville. Pero parte del problema, Kimberly, and I know you've been watching for some time now. Part of the problem, Kimberly, is that we're getting so many mixed messages from our elected leaders. O sea, nadie se pone de acuerdo. You know, we got the county saying one thing. We have the city saying something else. We got the governor saying something else. Ya no saben ni a quién creerle. And then you got the district. And we're going to go into the district in a little bit because you have a daughter that's a senior. We'll go into it in a little bit. But then they're totally messed up. They're so stupid. And they start giving all. Lo que pasa, Kimberly, is this is the most informative news I've heard in weeks from any news media. This is so important and excellent information to all to hear for the first time person with COVID. Amen, Joe. Love you, bro. But let me tell you, Kimberly, el problema es you start getting all this conflicted information y la gente dice, pues no puede ser tan serio. It's not too serious. Liz is saying, I saw 2 days ago at HEB, everyone was just going in and nobody was monitoring how many people were entering. Did the rules change there? That's exactly what we're talking about, Kimberly. Cuando te empiezas a descuidar, when you start to get these conflicting messages, ya la raza ya no sabe ni qué hacer, right?
Yeah, they start thinking, oh, it's not important. There's nothing there. It'll go away like a regular cold and flu. It's not going to go away,
no,
people. It's not. It's going to get worse.
Worse.
Mark my words.
It's going to get worse.
Mark my words.
Frankie, isn't it nuts?
Yes, it's something that we're not going to have control of because there is no cure for this virus yet.
Frankie, you got the Rona.
Yeah, that is interesting. And the sad part about it is that, you know, many people, I don't know if it's through ignorance or just, you know, they just don't want to believe it. But, you know, there are people out there that still claim that this is, you know, made
a hoax. Minerva Peña says it's a hoax, Kimberly.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Peña. You as an educated woman, hello, put on your thinking hat.
She's an idiot.
Because this is real. It's not fake. It is real. There's people dying from this virus. There are people getting sick, and God bless God, you know, people are recovering from it. So you as president of BISD board, put in your thinking hat, set the example, educate the community. This shit is real, lady.
She's a nut, Kimberly, a nut. Frankie, any other comments in regards to
You know what? Because in this world, there's two type of people. There are leaders and followers. Tell me, what do you think she is? Do you think she is a leader?
A sheep. Hey, she was following Sylvia. Sylvia's behind, back
there
and forth.
There you go.
Back and forth.
There you go. That's a different topic now. Let me start off with that. Yep.
Yeah, and we'll go into it right now también because Sylvia's court date's coming up. Minerva.
Ay, pobrecita, que Diosito esté con ella, but with her love, she'll get out of this shit.
No, she better not. Her, Minerva, Prissy, and Drew, they permitted her to rip off our community, to take millions and millions and millions upon our dollars, our kids' dollars. Y les valió. And Minerva la inteligente, again, you're right. She is a follower. She permitted that to happen. But let's go into conflicting messages. Recently, the governor has been very lax in regards to some of the things. Being able to go to state parks, and they're planning to reopen the economy slowly, retail. What is your opinion on let's start opening the economy, Kimberly?
Well, it depends what they want to open. Are they going to open up shopping malls? Are they going to be opening up nightclubs, gyms? That's an issue there because what's the first thing people are going to want to do after this quarantine is over? Tell me. They're going to want to go to the bars with their friends and drink it up. And if one person hasn't been tested, doesn't know that they are ill, believe me, people are going to get sick.
Very sick. Now, opening the city is not, Nancy is saying, opening the city is not good, like stopping antibiotics once you feel better. Exactamente. You have to continue on with your antibiotics until you've gone through the whole spiel. It is an issue. But
you know what? Antibiotics does not cure it.
No. What she's trying to say is that when you're prescribed antibiotics for something, you have to take the whole thing. No decir, ya me siento mejor. Same thing with the Rona. We've started this great process. Look, it's really very simple, guys. we've started the process of healing. So we're starting to go, and we're doing better. You know? Pero se empieza a descuidar la gente. We start bunching up together, como like we did in Easter. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
It's
like it's crazy. Let me tell you, where I live, a couple of houses down, they had a freaking party. They were partying until like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Y no me invitaron.
No, forget that. I'm positive for the COVID-19. There's no way I'll go over there. I don't even want to leave my house, you know?
Hey,
but I'm saying, man, people are so careless. You know, they're drinking, they're having a great time. They're not even practicing social distance. They're just partying it up. Yo digo, those people that are at this party leaving the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, where are they going to? Are they going home with a child? Are they going home with a mother? Are they going home with a family member?
Yeah, it's a danger. It's a big concern. Again,
I'm thinking, why isn't the police department, you know, cruising around neighborhoods, you know, making sure people are not barbecuing outside and drinking? Okay, fine, each their own. But as long as you live in the household, you're not coming out from another household to go to a party.
Paul is saying, LA, California study indicates the spread of the Rona is 50 to 80 times greater than thought. If we open too soon, it will be crazy. It will be crazy. And I'm sorry, man.
And then, okay, if that happens, think about this. If that happens, do you think Cameron County is ready for something like that?
No.
Do you think the heroes, you know, the doctors, the nurses, you know, the caregiver, you think they're ready for something like that? Look at what happened in New York City. We are not ready for that. If we're not ready for that, imagine Matamoros, Mexico. Mexico is not even ready for anything that's coming.
Air conditioner not working. It's crazy. We're hoping to get someone from Matamoros on hopefully soon to give us an idea of what's going on in Matamoros. But part of the problem is, again, I don't trust anything that's coming out of Matamoros. I don't trust any of their numbers. I don't trust anything that they say. Supposedly in the state of Tamaulipas, there's 65 people that have tested in the state of Tamaulipas. That's bullcrap. That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's like
okay.
That's like
what about all the immigrant asylum seekers that are camping out there?
Do you
think they have money to go to a doctor and say, you know what, I don't feel good?
No, they don't. And again, these people have crossed an entire country. They've crossed all of their little country and crossed all of Mexico to get to our border. God only knows that they're going to be resilient to a lot of different things in ways that we don't even know. But could they be carriers? Yes. But let me tell you, 65 for the whole state of Tamaulipas is impossible. It's not true.
There's no way.
There's no way. It's a lie. It's exactly like Wuhan, China, saying that everything's cured over there. It's not true, guys. The Chinese government, Communist Party, they lie, they cheat, they steal. And Mexico's government, they lie, they cheat, they steal. They're not telling us the truth in any way, shape, or form.
It's like politicians. They lie, they steal, and they cheat.
I will say something that came out late last night, early this morning. President Trump will effect an executive order putting an end to immigration, temporarily ending immigration. President Trump will sign an executive order temporarily ending immigration to the United States. That means that no more people are going to be coming in through our border or through anywhere else. Los que están tratando de arreglar papeles. Done and over with. Linda's asking the question is, what do you think about the bridges being open? Again,
you know what? Let me tell you. I work at the bridge, okay? Let me tell you. Every morning when I go to work, before I got ill and I'm in quarantine, you know, I have to walk through a certain area and you can see the bridge.
Yeah.
And I go to work early in the morning, okay? There are, a lot of people in line waiting
bunches
to cross the bridge.
Bunches.
And let me tell you one thing. Hold on. And I say to myself, like, what are they doing? And I tell one of the CBP agents, I go, hey man, every morning it's the same thing. It's the lines are long. Let me tell you, these people that are crossing the bridge, where do you think they're going to?
Plasma Center.
Thank you so much. At the Plasma Center. Let me tell you one thing. At the Plasma Center, they're only checking for temperature. That's it.
No rash. No anything else.
No as of right now, I don't think so. No. But weeks ago, they just checked for temperature. If you don't have a temperature, hey, you're okay. You know, and now it's worse because now when they go, they have to wear a mask and gloves, right?
Right.
And check temperature. How are you going to know that that individual has a cold or, you know, has a runny nose?
You don't.
You can't because their face is covered. No. As long as they don't have a fever, they're conducting to do the plasma.
Well,
and these are individuals coming from Matamoros.
It's just going to be a mess. And again, I'm going to say it again. Is that we need to stop it. We need to limit
the borders.
Close the borders. Limit the number of people that are actually coming across, and put an end to it, guys. As much as it hurts, I love Matamoros. I love my people in Matamoros, but guys, I'm sorry. Right now, we're at a time that we have to slow down the traffic of individuals that are walking over just to walk over. End it, because we posted the pictures, Kimberly. I mean, se agrupaban en bunches of people. There was no social distancing whatsoever, and nobody wanted to do anything about it. I mean, county didn't want to do anything about it, and city didn't want to do anything about it. And the excuse was, well, we don't control the bridges. The federal government controls the bridges. And my comment was, we may not control the bridges, but we sure as heck are responsible once they put their foot in our county and in our city. That's when it becomes an issue. So that's when we are supposed to start taking action in regards to what are we doing about all these individuals that are coming over. Something has to be done. And, you know, as much as people may say it, a lot of the Democrats are all upset about the order that the president is going to sign sometime this week, probably. But let me tell you guys, it's the right move.
Right now, it's the right move until we are all. If this country is stable, our government has to find some sort of vaccine that's going to slow this virus down, and I hope it'll come out soon. It's a silent purge.
Oh, again, we're going. Look, guys. It's very simple math.
Yep.
It was very simple math, guys. And for anyone out there, look, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not like a Trump supporter. But if you're an American out there, it makes common sense. And think of this, guys. Think of this. Right now, our unemployment rate is going to be like at 22%. Is that about right? 22, 24%. Our unemployment rate. There are no jobs. Mira. Para empezar, there were no jobs in the city of Brownsville. There were no good paying jobs in the city of Brownsville, guys. It's just the truth. No jobs. So we're going to migrate people from other countries, Mexico, Europe, wherever, China, wherever. We're going to migrate people into the United States for what? To work? There's no work. There aren't any jobs. So how are we going to continue to bring people into the United States when there are no jobs? There are no jobs for Americans. How can there be jobs for other individuals out there? There isn't.
No, there isn't. And those have jobs are lucky.
Very lucky.
My job, I work whether there's a virus or not. But right now I'm under quarantine and I can't go back to work until after I test negative on the next test.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to spend 14 days in isolation, and they're going to retest you again.
Yeah. Like on the 28th, I have to go and get retested, and I have to wait for that test to come back, and it says negative. Then after that test, I have to take another test like 2 days later, get retested again, and see that if it's negative.
Good.
I have to have 2 exams that state that I am negative from COVID-19.
Perfect. Kimberly Green is asking, what about the people who have to go to Mexico for medical treatment because the U.S. doctors don't care? Kimberly, let me tell you, I'm not saying close the borders for American citizens. I'm saying close the borders for people que nomás están pase without something that's essential. I mean, I want to go to Mexico this week because I have to get treatment for my my abscess. I don't know if y'all noticed, but on Saturday and Sunday, I couldn't move half of my mouth. And the corona. No, and
the
Rona, and I couldn't smile.
I think if you have to go to Matamoros and it's a necessity, you can go.
Yeah.
But be prepared because they're.
Hello?
They're gonna check you at Matamoros for your temperature.
Yeah, that's fine.
If your temperature is normal, they're gonna let you cross. But make sure you take, extra surgical mask, or if you have an N95 mask. Most of you don't know. Do you all know what an N95 mask looks like, right?
Yes, we've seen pictures. But
let me show you.
What Gina is saying is, while you go get that, Gina's saying close the plasma place. I agree. Close the plasma place.
This is an N95 mask. If you can get a hold of one of these masks to go to Matamoros, to go do your business, to see your doctor, take it with you. Try not to take these with you. These are real lightweight. The N95 masks are more, to me, I think they're more safer. And take a couple of pairs of surgical gloves with you. Don't take them off at all unless you're touching things. Reuse, get new gloves put on, and take some rubbing alcohol with you.
I like to rub it.
Go see your doctor, whatever you need to do, but be precautious about it and be safe about it.
Vaccine for the Rona isn't going to do as much, but this is mutating, so a vaccine won't help. Well, it's a good start, I would say. But yeah, Kimberly is actually right. Kimberly Green is actually right. This thing is mutating. We're expecting a second wave in the fall. So it makes no sense whatsoever for the school district to be out there and be giving conflicting information. So, and we'll go into the school district. The school board is just so full of crap. They are 3-4 weeks behind everyone else because they have not taken this Rona seriously. And they haven't taken it seriously because no matter what the superintendent has been wanting to do, the board president and the board majority, or the entire board, have taken it very lax. Like, no, let them continue to go. It's okay. Kimberly, we were yelling out here on this show right before spring break, the spring break week. Have a plan ready, guys. Get together. They refused, Kimberly. They didn't want to prepare for anything because they hadn't gotten any mandates from anyone. You don't need a mandate. You're supposed to be in a leadership position. You're supposed to be the one that sets the pout for everyone else in the community. A lot of other districts were waiting to see what BISD was going to do. They did nothing, Kimberly. Nothing before spring break. And you know, Kimberly, that this problem was rampant and going on before spring break, wasn't it?
And they weren't prepared. They didn't know what to do. It's poor leadership. Let me tell you, it's poor leadership.
And all of them.
They should have done their shit together. Excuse my language.
No,
they should have prepared for the worst or prepared for not the worst. And they should have gotten things done.
Prepare for something, anything. They prepared for nothing, Kimberly. For nothing.
And you know what? It's so strange because BISD gets a lot of money, grant money. They get a lot of federal money.
Millions. That's Sylvia Stone.
I don't understand how BISD cannot afford to get every student a laptop.
They have the funds.
Home with them in case of a national disaster. Like, to me, this is a national disaster because
it is a national disaster.
There's no school, there's no work, there's nothing.
Pero Kimberly, el problema es de que there was no preparation, none. Ahora,
no preparation.
No preparation whatsoever. And then
the only good thing that BISD is doing right now is feeding our community, our children.
Yeah, but again, and we'll go into the food in a little bit. Let's go into the academics first. Kimberly, we had been saying, and I know you've been watching. We've been saying for weeks, guys, end the school year. Yeah, have some mercy, some sympathy on the teachers and the students. Continue the distant learning if you have to. No hay problema. It has to continue. But it'll make the parents responsible for the education of the students. Start preparing for our kids' graduation, how we're going to do it. Start preparing for that. Pero no, they've been playing catch up with stuff que nomás no vale para nada. And then, look, Kimberly, then they were saying, and I've been saying it for a month. I said, guys, there's no way that they're going to fail anyone after spring break with any of the assignments that they're giving. O sea, de nada sirve, Kimberly. De nada sirve because they're not going to fail anyone. The grades might help them out, but they're not going to fail. And And people are still lying to parents and students, telling them, oh, no, they are greedy and use the money for themselves. Cindy is correct. They are greedy. They do pocket the money. You want proof? Sylvia is going to be in court June the 8th because she was pocketing our students and our community's money. What more evidence do you want? Really, what more evidence do you want? Their focus is on the money. They don't care about the teachers. They don't care about the students. No, pero you know what, Kimberly? We're being negative. We're being negative.
Mm-hmm.
That's the response. Well, no, es que these people are just being negative. They have something against the district. No, we're pro-community. And to hell with the superintendent and the stupid school board. They're the ones that have placed us in this mess. Good morning, Anna.
I don't know what's going on with BISD. I mean, thank you to the teachers.
Yes.
They are the heroes, let me tell you, and the principals, teachers and principals, because they're the ones that take care of our children all day long while our parents are at work. But, you know, BISD leadership is so wrong right now. I mean, I haven't even seen not one BISD board member make go on Facebook Live talking to the community about what's going on. Like, they don't care.
No, they don't
care. They don't care about our community. They're not speaking out, or you know what would be a nice gesture if they get a roster and just call a student. Hey, you know what? This is your BISD board trustee, so and so. How are you doing at home?
Kimberly,
how is your work coming along?
Kimberly,
get feedback from the children, from the parents.
They haven't put out a statement, Kimberly. They didn't put out a statement in regards to Sylvia stealing our money. They haven't put out a statement in regards to the Rona. Nothing. Laptops and computers that are friendly to the programs being used by a teacher. That's one of the problems. Mac, Chrome, Windows are not program friendly. Cell phones are too small to see the worksheets. Ray Royal is right. Kimberly, they haven't placed that statement, Kimberly. Have you seen it?
I don't know.
Kimberly,
I haven't seen anything.
Kimberly, you're on social media.
Pero mira, let me tell you one thing. Pero están bien listos to run a campaign. Están bien listos, like, you know what, I'm running for place 1, place 2, no sé qué.
A little Eddie?
You know what? At the end of the day, where are they at? Why aren't they making calls to random students? Like,
something.
Hey, are you okay? How's your family?
No, they're not. They don't. Kimberly, a little Eddie anda, I'm going to run a campaign. Really? You're worried about a campaign right now? Are you stupid?
There's more important things out in the world. You know what? Let me just put it to you this way. Any candidate out there that is running for a position for local or state race, use your head. Don't be greedy. Don't spend your money on freaking political science. Buy chicken, buy groceries, give it out to your community.
100%.
Spend the money right.
100%.
Don't be spending money on a runoff or on this or on that. Help out your damn community. Those are the people that vote for you guys.
Kimberly is right. And you know what, Kimberly? Let's make that challenge. You know, for the board. Look, I ran for the board. I know the monies that are out there. You know that Prissy spent like $75,000 to seek election. That's how much money they spend on the race. Kimberly's right.
And for a non-paying position?
For a non-paying position, nombre. Kimberly's right. Let's make that challenge. You know what, guys? Only spend $3,000 on your campaign, and everything else that you get in regards to donations, give it back to the community.
Buy gift cards. Go to H-E-B, go to Walmart, buy gift cards. Give them out to your community. Or you know what? Instead of sending out mail-in
mail-outs,
send your damn mail out with a gift card. Thank you for considering me for your next state representative, for your next BISD board trustee. That's what they should be 100%.
doing. 100%. And you know what, Kimberly? I will subject myself. I'm running in November. I will subject myself to not spend more than $1,000 of my money.
For a non-paying position?
No more.
That sounds like a plan.
So
when you have a candidate spending for a non-paid position over $60,000,
they're crazy.
Over $45,000. Hey, there's a little question mark right there. What's my agenda?
Exactamente. Because let me tell you, the campaign finance reports, they say a lot about an individual. And these individuals like Prissy, who spent $75,000, Drew that spent $50,000, Minerva, who's going to spend $20,000, $30,000 que le van a dar la gente. Little Eddie, que ya anda pidiendo dinero. Ya anda pidiendo dinero, Kimberly. He's
Tiene
already,
negocio.
he's
Tiene
already,
negocio.
it's his negocio. He's already asking for money. He's already asking vendors for money to run in
That is
November.
so, you know what, vendors out there, if you're seeing this broadcast, don't give money to the candidates. Do the right thing. Help your community. Acknowledge your companies that you win. Instead of giving $4,000 for a political campaign, here's $4,000 in gift cards to help feed our community.
Exactamente. I mean, you know that the board attorney is probably going to give everyone that's running $5,000, $10,000, $15,000.
$1,000 for everybody that's running.
More.
Or más.
And it's going to be a mess. Again, folks, we will be posting. I'll be out of Facebook jail by then, but we'll be posting the campaign finance reports, and you're going to see where these candidates, where their loyalties is going to be. The board before the Rona, their loyalties were to Sylvia. Now their royalties are to their own pocket because Sylvia's not there to pocket all the money. Now they want some of that little money that Sylvia was pocketing. And does anybody out there not believe that Sylvia was pocketing any money? Anybody?
Your guess is as good as mine.
That chick,
little question mark. Cha-ching.
That chick was raking it in, folks. She was
from
raking
a lot of
it
districts, not only from BISD district, from a lot of several ISD districts.
And who?
But anyway, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Since having this coronavirus,
the Rona,
I've had some really dear friends call me and ask like, "How are you doing? Is there anything you need? Whatever, And I want to say thank you to all of them. But there's just one individual that I want to thank out, and that's Gabby Garcia. Gabby has been a friend of mine and our family for years. Her husband, George, was a dear friend of my father. My father loved George like a son, and we're among family. She always calls me, "Hey,
Good.
Kimberly, are you okay? Do you need anything? How's Rhiannon doing?" Calling because she's worried about Hector's health. How's Hector doing? She's an outstanding individual, and I tell her every time she calls me, I tell her, "You know what, Gabby? That is why you are loved by many people, by your community, because you care for people. You always think of others and everything." And I just want to tell Gabby, thank you for always calling and checking up on me.
I love
because I haven't seen her anywhere, and I tell her, "Sabes que, Gabby, Diosito, all the great things you're doing, that you're giving people some food here, whatever you can, a little bit of here, a little bit of there." I said, God is going to grant you so many wonderful things. And you know what? I know right now politicians are out there right now. There's a runoff race coming along and everything, but she's going to be an outstanding judge for Court 138.
I love Gabby. Gabby's a friend of mine. Gabby's been a friend of mine for a while. She's always communicated with me. I appreciated the constant communication. Gabby and I we're supposed to have a coffee, pero luego the Rona hit and we couldn't do coffee because we couldn't be together. And she did send me a message on Facebook saying that we need to get together soon. Gabby, God bless you. Thank you for throwing your hat in the ring, for wanting to run for office. Much love, much appreciation. Again, to this day, I consider Gabby a good friend of mine, and I appreciate her.
And she's very humble and very down to earth.
So I'm glad that she's out there hanging in there. All the other candidates are hanging in there. One of the things that I think is very important for us is to elections are coming up. We're not sure in regards to when the runoff is going to be, but we know that the November elections are also soon going to be here. We know that TSC's elections are going to be pushed over to November the 3rd. Also, the Port of Brownsville elections are going to be moved to November the 3rd. But with that, the Port of Brownsville races, we do know that the candidates out there are now unopposed since Graña has supposedly dropped out of the race. So it's going to be an interesting election year for our area on November the 3rd. So everyone needs to start getting ready. But in regards to the board races, guys, please, I will be posting, especially on the board, because I have a vested interest with my teachers and my students. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to be checking up on their financials to see where the money is coming in, because where their money is is where their heart is. And if their heart is with the vendors, then we know exactly why we have not yet received one single statement from the board in regards to Sylvia ripping off our district and our community of millions of dollars, and why they have been silent throughout this Rona. Why they have been silent, why they haven't come out here.
That right there, Erasmo, shows poor leadership.
100%.
They just look out for themselves and not for their children, for the community.
Well, Kimberly, now that you are doing the process, when are your 14 days up?
My 14 days for quarantine would be on the 28th of April. On the 28th, I have to go get another test done.
On Tuesday.
And then I have to wait like 2 or 3 days for the results to come out. If the test is negative, I got to wait and another 2 or 3 days to take another test. And if a test is negative, I have to get 2 negatives in order to return back to work. That's through our government contract.
Hey, Kimberly, and how has this affected the way you think? How is your life going to change from here on in? Is there going to be a different way you approach going out with your family? Is it going to be different now? Go shopping?
Erasmo, what scares me is this, that I test negative, and then this virus is going to get aggressive, and then I'll get sick again. And I'm scared if I get sick again the second time, it's gonna take a toll on me. That's what I'm scared. I'm scared that the second time around I do get sick. I'm scared that I'm gonna get the respiratory problems.
Well, I think
and the fever.
I think the problem, Kimberly, is that again, guys, this Rona is very, very new. We're learning right now. We don't know. I mean, because a lot of people are saying, Erasmo, let's focus on the people that have recovered, but we don't even know if the people that are recovered are actually truly recovered, or it's going to come back and hit them later. We don't know. We're too new in this. And Kimberly, that's what bothers me. And look, guys, and I know a lot of people have said, well, that's what's you're just focusing on the bad numbers. You're not focusing on the good numbers. Guys, it's not that we're not focusing on the good numbers. Lo que pasa es de que yo conozco a mi gente. Y mi gente es media stupid. Es media stupid. Because what happens is, se ponen cómodos. They start to become very comfortable. I mean, they go like, no, pues ya se pasó, everything's going to be okay. ¿Y qué van a hacer? Otra vez se van a juntar el bonchezazo de raza. Look, guys, right now, y'all can go to Walmart and H-E-B and prove me wrong, but there's hundreds of people in there. Hundreds. Abonchados, Kimberly. And, all of them have the face masks, but they're still in close contact with each other. And this is now. Guys, we don't know if in 2 weeks, let's say Kimberly tests positive, negative. Let's say Kimberly tests negative. What happens if in 2-3 weeks, boom, le vuelve a pegar harder, and she suffers the respiratory, the other issues? We don't know because it's such a new virus. Why wouldn't the country go to her house to take the test? She shouldn't have to leave her house to take the test. We agree. But Kimberly, we just don't know.
No, and I won't. The thing is, the second test I take is not going to go through the county. It's going to go through my company.
Okay.
They're going to pay for it.
Through your work.
Because my company is requiring 2 tests to come out negative.
Okay, so that's
they're going to pay for it. Yes.
Their requirements. It's not necessarily the county's requirement. Do you know what the county's requirements are to say that someone's positive, negative already?
Nope. But remember, keep this in mind. When you sign up to get tested for COVID-19, in the little survey, it'll tell you if you have insurance or not. If you do not have insurance, you put not applicable. You don't have insurance. Okay, that's a very good question, because I'm saying all the individuals here that have gotten tested that do not have insurance, how are they going to get retested, and who's going to pick up that bill to tell them if they're still positive or negative on the testing?
Right.
Because if not, this exam at any doctor's office, it costs $120.
Crazy money
to get tested. It is $120. It's expensive for somebody just to pay to get a swab test or to get your phlegms out to tell you whether you're positive or negative.
Kimberly, Gina is asking.
It's expensive, and some people right now can't afford to pay that.
Heck no. Kimberly, Gina is asking, are you taking medication or have
we're back.
Are you in?
I'm sorry?
Gina is asking, ask Kimberly if she takes medication or she just has to be in quarantine?
I'm not taking any medications, but I have been taking for the past month and a half. I started taking vitamin C, 500 milligrams. I've been taking a B12 vitamin and a multivitamin. I think we're so worried about the toilet paper, the alcohol gel, all that stuff. I think people have to focus on taking vitamins to build up your immune system,
now,
to get it healthier.
Are you taking vitamins because you want to take vitamins, or has a doctor prescribed you take vitamins?
No, I'm taking vitamins because where I work, you see, where I work with the government, and there's all sort of walk of lives that are coming in through there and everything. I said to myself, you know what? I need my immune system to be as healthy as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So I started taking vitamins and a multivitamin and a B12 for energy, of course. You know, and I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, stay hydrated with water and take vitamins.
But Kimberly, I mean, that's good for anyone, everyone, even if you're not. But my question is, are you consulting with a doctor regularly throughout this week? Shouldn't
yes, I'm gonna talk to Mr. Eder Hernandez. I'm gonna call him in a little bit. But no, prescribe me no medication or anything.
Okay. Let me go back. My concern is, so during your time, you've tested positive, and this gives us an idea in regards to a lot of people out there. You've tested positive. Has the county or the city health department, have they followed up with you every other day, or checked in with you? Now, shouldn't there be like a little graph or where they take notes and keeping people informed about stuff like that? Don't you think?
No, they haven't. Just when I tested positive, they only called me twice. They called me twice, back to back. But they haven't called me since.
Don't you think that's not enough?
Well, there's not a lot of people working for the county to do that part, you know.
But I mean,
I understand they don't call me every day. You know, there's a lot of other people that need to be checked up on. People that have more serious symptoms.
Wait. How was the investigation? We heard that once a person gets tested positive, the Cameron County Public Health Department is the one that investigates and traces to see how the contact was. Could you share the experience that you had with the health department?
Yes, the health department, when they call me, they ask me the general information, like if I traveled outside of Cameron County. If they think it was a community relation that I got it, or was it at work. And I was honest with them. I said, you know what? I got it. I think I got it with the community or at my work, you know? And I had to explain where I work and who I work with. And they're like, have they gotten tested? And I said, I don't know if they've gotten tested. I don't know if any of the other employees have symptoms. I do not know nothing. I just reported my information to my supervisor, and they took it from there.
Kimberly.
So it took,
you yesterday again. I'm a little bit concerned now. I'm concerned that maybe we need a little bit more follow up from the county health department or the city health department for individuals that have tested positive. I figured that there was more constant contact with the individuals. Not only that, but also gathering information so that we could learn from it. Wouldn't you say that having more information would be more beneficial than having less information?
No, it's important to get the proper information, because if I tested positive, I work with different agencies. They should get tested. Now,
Kimberly, I think yesterday you posted, and I thought I was going to call you out on it. Yesterday you posted that you were going to go get gas. And I was going like, no! Don't go!
I said I was going to go get gas because I thought the gas was down, but I wasn't going to go. I was going to send Rhiannon to go fill up my tank.
I was like, no!
I don't even go to the damn mailbox.
And I know.
My mailbox is not in my house. I have to drive to go get it.
Well, my question is, let me tell you, Kimberly, and I know you're very responsible in regards to your quarantine, and I'll tell you right now, we appreciate it. The people of Brownsville appreciate it, and people in Cameron County appreciate it. But one of the things that I've received is that a lot of people out there, a lot of people have tested positive and aren't self-quarantined the way they are supposed to. Andan in Walmart, andan in HEB. It's a problem. Guys, if you have been tested positive, quarantine.
Stay home.
Stay home, shelter in place. because a lot of people out there andan de manotas en todas las partes, agarrando aquí, agarrando allá, and it's going to be chaotic for our community.
And we are not ready for something like that.
No.
You think New York was ready for something like that? No.
Well, let me
California,
tell you,
no.
A lot of the states out there are starting to ease. Like Georgia was starting to ease a lot of the restrictions that they had placed on different entities, like the gyms, the hair salons, the nail salons, and everything else. Again, I'm going to say, and I'll take your opinion, Kimberly, but we are nowhere ready to going back to business as usual. No shape, way, or form. Linda has a question. Kimberly, you think it's okay to reopen businesses?
I think that if you're going to reopen a business, maybe a small business where you get 1 or 2 customers, nothing like the mall, where all these teenage kids are going to end up going to the mall once it opens. I don't know. I won't even let my daughter. I told Rhiannon, if they were to open up the mall again, heck no, you're not going. And if you go, you're going to take a mask and gloves with you. And if people look at you like, who the hell do you think you are? Hey, it's your safety. It's your health.
100%. Now, one of the things that, we've been trying to, we talked about the grading system. It's not going to happen. You have a senior. Ria is a senior, and she's going to graduate this year. I know she's a very bright student, so I know she has no problem whatsoever. Rihanna is one of those that's always participating in school activities. Loves school, as many of our seniors love school. Graduation. We've been telling students out there it's very unfortunate, but the probabilities of having a graduation like we've seen in previous years is probably not going to happen. That's just the truth.
No.
That's just the truth, Kimberly. It's just not going to happen. And I know that a lot of students are upset because they wanted their prom, they wanted the last hurrah in regards to it. And I love my seniors. Rihanna knows that I was very involved in the school. I love my seniors. But guys, the truth is, take out from your head the false hope that it might happen. Mejor hazte de la mentalidad de que, you know what, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. And if it were to happen later on, great. But right now, take it out of your head, because if you're thinking, you're just going to be let down. So I think it's
false hope.
False hope. Yeah. I think it's false hope. It's a disservice to our community to say, well, maybe in June, maybe July. No, take it off. Mail the diplomas. Send them a gift card school. Send them, because you're going to save all this money. To set up the graduations. Kimberly, send out gift cards to the students.
Yeah. And just in January, I was telling my mom, God, mommy, I feel so bad because I haven't been able to go and get a salon already for Rhiannon's graduation party, because I'm constantly working. Every day I work, and I was prolonging it. And Rhiannon kept telling me, Mama, when are you going to go and look for a salon for the graduation party and everything? I said, on my day off, I'll try to look for something. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Amen.
And it's, hi, Rhiannon, pobrecita. She's such a good girl, good grades, good head on her shoulder. And 100%. It hurts me that she's not going to be able to walk down that aisle to get her diploma.
No.
Not only for her, for all the kids in our community, for all the seniors.
100%. And that's just the reality of the thing. Frankie, are you still there?
I'm here, guys.
Anything?
Just following along.
Anything else that we need to talk about?
Yes, Kimberly, if you could very quickly bring up for our viewers, I'm going to bring up the picture that Dr. Heather Hernandez had posted. That way, just in case if our community is, feeling the side effects or has this type of complication in their body, they can contact the authorities and maybe get this checked out. So I'm going to put it on my screen, the picture, very quickly, guys. 1 second.
If you suspect that you start getting a rash in your body, in your arms or in your legs or in your toes, get tested, because those are new symptoms of the COVID-19.
COVID-19.
You see, I started off with the last picture. That's the rash, that one. That's the rash I started off with. And it was brutal, let me tell you. I would scratch my arms and my neck until my arms were bleeding. And I'm like, what's going on? Then right now, I have it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right now, I have the vascular one,
Vesicular,
which is like a chickenpox stage. Yeah, it's going away. You see, you can barely see my rash on my arms.
Perfect. So you started off with a petechial, and then right now you have a vesicular. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
And just
my coworker, let me tell you something. It's so strange. My coworker just tested positive for COVID-19. She has the first one. It looks like a burn mark.
Urticaria.
That's what. Yeah, that's the one she has.
Wow.
Did she test positive?
She tested positive.
Wow. Did you have any like any closeness to her? Like
Yes, I work with her. We work together.
Now, Kimberly, would you say that there's, we have some numbers out there. Would you say that we have a lot more positives than what's being reported?
I think so. People are just scared to get tested because they don't want to know reality. I think that's what it is. I think there's many individuals that are positive, but they just don't want to go get tested, or they don't want to let people know that they're ill, because then they have to isolate themselves. And it's wrong, because if you know that you're feeling sick or you have any symptoms, the best thing you can do for yourself and your family and the community is get tested. Get that test that says, you know what, you're either positive or negative, and isolate yourself from everybody else, because it's the smart thing to do.
Got it. Frankie, anything else, Frankie?
No, thank you so much, Kimberly, for sharing with us your experience. I think it's important for for the community here to hear from somebody like yourself going through this unfortunate situation. Thank you so much for your time. And maybe we can do a follow-up in a week or so, just to see how you're doing, and just to keep our community informed.
Yeah, I just want to tell the community, stay positive. If you are tested with COVID-19, stay positive. Have Jesus in your heart. Pray. Just do the right thing and isolate yourself. Don't be going out your house. If you can't go, if you need something from the store, call maybe your neighbor, call a family member. Hey, can you go get me this? I can't leave the house. Protect yourself and protect others.
Perfect. Kimberly, thank you so much again. Let's get
gentlemen for having me on your show this morning, and I just want to tell everybody, thank you. God bless you all, and stay safe. And wash your hands with soap and water.
Thank you, Kimberly, and hope you start to feeling better, and that soon that you'll test negative. But
you know what I forgot to mention, Erasmo?
Yeah.
I have no sense of smell and no taste buds.
For how long?
I've already going on. Let me see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm going on almost 14 days with no sense of taste or smell.
You still have an appetite or no?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But you know what? I'm barely tasting like a piece of chocolate, or when I eat a banana, I can barely taste it. But anything else tastes like salt.
Ay, caramba.
I know.
Not good.
So those are also signs. No sense of smell and your taste buds. No sense of taste.
Well, Kimberly, keep us posted. Let us know what's going on. And again, we'll have you on maybe Friday or Monday or Tuesday of next week. And, stay healthy. And whatever you need, you text me. You know that I live very close by to where you live. And whatever you need, you let me know, love.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Likewise, guys. Stay safe. Stay cool. Have a great rest of the day. Come back and visit with us as much as y'all want, as much as y'all cared. I will. The pictures of the rash and the timeline are on Frankie's page, Olivo Frankie. So go out there and look at the pictures. Again, you could find them online as well. Just Google search the rash for coronavirus, COVID-19, and they'll come out. Guys, stay safe, stay great. God bless, and take care of each other and take care of us. God bless. Bye.
Bye, guys.